Hi, my name is Ashley Vences-Calderon. Did you know that the average American spends up to $1,830 a year on clothing and tailoring related services? Now, imagine, how much money could a person save if they did those things themselves? I personally have been creating my own clothes ever since I was 12, because in 7th grade the first things that we sewed in home ed was pillows. But then later on in my free time I started to sew things myself, such as t-shirts or jeans or even dresses, like this one that I have right here. I was inspired by the 60s punk scene to do it, and I thought that it was a very good idea. I use safety pins for it. I use safety pins for a lot of things. But today I will be teaching you how to alter a dress. There's 4 basic steps when it comes to altering a dress: brainstorming, gathering your materials, acting on your concept, and finishing and evaluating your product. Now let's get started. Your first step would be brainstorming, or deciding on a concept or how you would like your dress to look like. One thing that I like to do is make notes or make a drawing or a mood board of how I would like the dress to look like. So you will be looking for inspiration from your dress. It is good to have feedback during this step, so knowing what you can and cannot do, or possibly looking up tutorials that could help you, or asking other people like, how do I do this, or how do I do that? You can also look up inspiration online, so websites like Pinterest or Tumblr, and even certain styles of how you would want it to look like. Your vision may take time to do, but it is possible. However, to act on your vision, you need the items. And this brings me to the next step. You have to gather the supplies that you will need to use on your design. So things such as sewing needles, thread, yarn, an iron, or anything really. I personally like to use like a thread and needle over like a sewing machine, but you could use whatever you want. I like to look around the house to see like if I have certain items before I would have to go out and buy them, because this saves you money. It is also good to like save like any scrap materials that you may have from a previous project, so like fabric, because you could turn these things into patches, or just as things that could help you like mend a dress. These supplies are vital to the success of your project, because you can't act on your design if you don't have the supplies. Additionally, you could add things later on. Next, you will want to act upon your concept. The first thing that you want to do before cutting off anything major is marking off the point of where you will want to cut off your dress. You could use things such as marker, safety pins, sewing pins, or even fabric chalk to make like a line or like whatever you want to signify where you will like cut it off. You should take your time because you don't want to like accidentally mess up. And you want to give yourself a fabric allowance in case you make mistakes, or because you could use the fabric later on, or you could save it for another project. Remember, take your time, and you're making this for yourself. I like clothes because it's like a self-expression thing, and everybody's is different. This step may be the most challenging and time-consuming step. Nevertheless, the payoff is enormous. The final step will be finishing and evaluating your dress. You have to remember that you've come a long way at this point, and that you worked really hard. Although some styles may be grungier than others, one thing that you really do want to do during this step is look for any rips, holes, tears, or any kind of like spot that you're not really sure about in your dress, and you could like go back and mend them. This is also the step where you could add things such as buttons, embroidery, patches, or studs, or anything that you want on your dress if you feel like you want that little extra touch. Remember, there's no right or wrong thing, because it's uniquely yours. You also want to try on your dress to see like how it fits you and if you like it. And if you don't like it, well, you can just go back and alter it later. If not, then you have completed your dress. Therefore, these are the main steps that one could take in altering a dress or another item of clothing. In this speech, I have discussed how to alter a dress. Although the steps may be difficult, it is possible. Remember, the main steps are deciding or brainstorming your vision, gathering your supplies, starting and finishing your project. These steps may seem like a lot, but they are doable. And the more practice a person has, the better that they get. As a result of this, a person may have a better idea of how to alter a dress. These steps could be applied to many items, although the principle behind it remains the same. This takes dedication and passion, which we all have within us. My name is Ashley Vences-Calderon, and thank you for watching.